You want to catch more cobia. And man, I don't know about you, Professor, but I love catching me some cobia. In fact, Jimmy, you told me something today I didn't know that. This is like your favorite. Catching the brown bomber.
Of all the fish in the ocean, for some reason, that saltwater catfish is my favorite thing to catch.
Saltwater catfish.
Really is.
The brown bomber. There's so many nicknames. And in this video, we're excited because we're going to talk about the best lures to catch more cobia. We're here at Oceans East and Nags at North Carolina. Their new location here, right here at the Oregon Inland Fishing Center. It's like the mecca of offshore fishing in the Atlantic coast. We've got the owner, Jimmy Hilsman, with us. We got the professor. And so let's talk about the best lures for catching more cobia. All right, Jimmy, so let's just go through each one of these. We won't spend too much time, but to give the viewer a sense of what you like, you got to start with your first lure. What do you want to start with?
All right, probably my favorite is Meat Hog makes the emu feather jig. And those, I mean, this thing in the water is unreal.
The emu feather jig. This is have you seen this, Professor?
I have, yeah.
This is wild looking. So you say this works well.
I mean, the way those emu feathers go through the water, I mean, it just, when you jig it, it looks really good. And when those fish get picky, I mean, that thing really pulls it out. So that's a good one.
Now, this is me being dumb. So I would use this if I'm sight casting?
Yes. Yep.
And so I throw it past them and then just kind of jig it back?
You're exactly right. The mistake a lot of people make, they see a fish, they throw at the fish. Again, the fish will go down. Throw it past them, come back to them, and then real high, rises and falls, you know, on your jig. Some people just barely jig it like this and the fish will just stay behind it, but do kind of tall rises, falls, and then on the drops when they eat it.
The meat hog is a hog. Yeah. We got to try this one, Professor.
We do.
We got to get out there. With the owners are Aaron and who?
Aaron and Bob. So they have Aaron has the boat, the Rock Solid.
Okay.
And it fishes out of this marina, and he's a cobia king around here. I mean, he's, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, around here cobia fishermen. And anyway, they designed that years ago, and you know, for a while the local guys kept it kind of quiet. But now the word's out.
Now the word's out.
Now we sell tons and tons of them.
And now the word's really going to be out after this video. All right, the meat hog, #1 on Jimmy Hilsman's list. We got to try it, and hopefully we can try it on Speechless sometime. All right, what's the next one on the list?
Here's a new one, and I fished it a few days this season. So one of the local guys, you know, Aaron Beatson, he just started making his own jigs called Cobia Killer. The difference in this jig than the rest of them, it has a little rattle in there.
Ooh.
So you can shake it and it has a rattle. You know, long feathers on it. It really does well in the water. I used it only a couple of days. But you know, several of the guys that have bought these from the shop in the last month really like them. And you know, anything with a rattle, I've learned striper fishing years ago in the bay. Anything with a little rattle gets a lazy fish to eat.
Isn't that interesting how
but these are new?
Bringing in extra senses can enhance the likelihood of the catch.
Oh, big
all right.
time.
So the name on that one more time.
Cobia Killer.
A Cobia Killer.
Yep.
All right, hard turned fishing. All right, I love having a couple of these local outfits too. It's pretty cool. Love supporting the local businesses here on the channel. All right, what's next there, Jim?
And I'd say next is the RonZ. So RonZ makes stuff, you know, offshore, inshore, even some trout stuff now. But the action of these tails, it's great. I mean, it's got that side to side action, you know. But these really work well.
Same technique, cast it past it,
and then just jig it right in front of the face, just tall jigs. But the RonZs, this is orange. I guess I'll tell everybody since I'm on video, orange is one of my favorite cobia colors for or colors for cobias, I should say.
Yep.
But we have these and these orange tails. I mean, just the extra action, they really, really do well.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Good to know. We've got the RonZs, as in the professor himself. All right. So tell us about this one here, Jimmy. What do we got here?
So that's another one of the meat hog ones. They have several different style heads. Everybody likes a different color.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of the guys I fish with, pink is their color. So this is a popular one. Just regular feathers, not emu feathers, but this is.
So when they use feathers like this, can you use them more than once?
Yeah.
I was saying.
I mean, sometimes I'll catch 20 or 30 fish on one bucktail.
Okay.
So yes, you can. Are they eventually going to have no feathers left on there? Yeah, they will. But they last long enough. On some of these bucktails, like I noticed you just picked up these, blue water candy grubs. Like, some of the charter guys around here, they'll put a strip of squid on the back to add some scent to it. I like the curly tails. I'm a curly tail guy. These are 8-inch curly tails by Blue Water Candy. I'll put a curly tail like on the back of the bucktail just to give it a little bit more, action with that tail. So I'm a curly tail guy.
Wow, that was super helpful. And I think we've got one more here on the table. Is that right? We got a squid.
I think we have a new one. I've only used it. I think I used it one day this year. Caught big red drum on it, and we caught some cobia. So it's called the SquidTrex. Nomad just started making it. But man, I mean, everything in the ocean eats a squid. And everything we threw to, every cobia we threw out ate this thing.
They really liked it. That's fascinating. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Professor?
But these things, I mean, the guys dropping on wrecks for amberjacks and catching other stuff on them. But they have all sizes. They even have a size now. I think it's the 75 or 65. But trout guys are using them.
Really?
Which is crazy. You wouldn't think there'd be a squid in the sound for a trout.
You wouldn't think so.
But they're working pretty well for the guys.
Well, trout will eat anything.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. But anyway, it's just another option, something new that if anybody wants to try something new. But
well, this is super helpful, Jimmy. And it seems to me like cobia fishing, like speckled trout fishing, continues to grow in popularity. Is that safe to say?
I mean, the fish, it's such a good fish to eat.
Yeah.
And anything sight fishing, I mean, it's so fun. And drive around in the tower and look for them. I had cobia last night for dinner, actually. But yeah, cobia fishing in the last 10 years has really, really picked up in popularity.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking to get into it, or if you're into it, you need to come here to Oceans East. We talked to you about the lures. I know I've learned something, Professor. You've learned something, and we got these. What's the name of this thing here? The meat hog. Meat hog took the cake today. So let us know your experiences, and if you are listening to this and you've got others that you'd recommend, put it in the comment section because we'd love to hear your comments. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Come see us at Pirates Cove Marina number 92. Visit this guy in either one of his 2 locations. And until the next time, everyone, stay salty.